last night, Vice President Biden had an interview on CNN, and he gave a little bit of praise to Senator Sanders. Let's watch.
I think that Bernie is speaking to a yearning that is deep and real, and he has credibility on it. And that is the absolute enormous concentration of wealth in a small group of people, with the middle class now being able to be shown being left out.
So income inequality. And that's actually a really, really important issue. So on that issue, he kind of took a little bit of a dig, at least in my opinion, at Hillary Clinton on this same issue. Let's take a look at that.
There used to be a basic bargain. If you contributed to the profitability of an enterprise, you got to share in the profit. That's been broken. Productivity's up, wages are stagnant.
But Hillary's talking about that as well.
Well, it's relatively new for Hillary to talk about that. Hillary's focus has been on other things up to now, and that's been Bernie's. No one questions Bernie's authenticity on those issues.
And they question hers, you think?
Well, I think they question everybody's who hasn't been talking about it all along. But I think she's come forward with some really, really thoughtful approaches to deal with the issue.
And Hillary's focus has been on other things. Well, that's absolutely true. In fact, up until recently, Hillary Clinton was focused on doing things like, I don't know, $200,000 a pop speeches for Goldman Sachs. You know, part of the very group of people on Wall Street, bankers, that helped crash the economy and grow the income divide in America to record levels. So, yeah, focused on other things. Right. Okay. Now, this is all while Bernie Sanders, his focus for decades has been to reduce that very divide. But hey, she's at least talking about it now, so, you know, great. Now, this isn't the only issue that she's new to, or at least has changed her position on. She used to be against same-sex marriage. In fact, I got a couple of examples of that. In January 2000, at a news conference in White Plains, Clinton said marriage has got historic, religious, and moral content that goes back to the beginning of time. And I think marriage is as a marriage has always been, between a man and a woman. But I also believe that people in committed gay marriages, as they believe them to be, should be given rights under the law that respect and that recognize and respect their relationship. Basically meaning civil unions, which isn't the same as same-sex marriage. And in August 2007, in a Democratic primary debate sponsored by the Human Rights Campaign and Logo Network, Clinton was asked, "What is at the heart of your opposition to same-sex marriage?" She replies, "Well, I prefer to think of it as being very positive about civil unions. You know, it's a personal position. How we get to full equality is the debate we're having, and I'm absolutely in favor of civil unions with full equality of benefits, rights, and privileges." So she was for civil unions, now she's for same-sex marriage. Actually, she's full gay marriage. Now, Sanders has been incredibly consistent since the 1970s on this issue. Her evolution on the issue of same-sex marriage is one of many. And now, ironically, now she's also being tough on Wall Street. Was that before or after she's told Wall Street to cut it out? Quit it. I went up and I told them to cut it out. And then they crashed the economy. And then they made the income divide worse. You know how it goes. But anyway, back to Biden. So now the issue gets into gun control, where Hillary Clinton has really gone after Senator Sanders on this issue. Remember, at the beginning of his campaign, she wouldn't even mention him. Now, she's gone on the attack. At first, she let her campaign do the attacking. Now, she's been going after Senator Sanders for the last couple of weeks on the gun issue. The one issue where he's perceived as being much weaker than other Democrats. Now, she's been hammering on this, and Biden goes in to defend Bernie Sanders by saying this. Quote, "What Bernie Sanders has to do is say that the Second Amendment says, which he has of late, the Second Amendment says that you can limit who can own a gun, that people who are criminals shouldn't have guns, people who are schizophrenic and have mental illnesses shouldn't own guns." And he has said that. Now, when asked if Sanders' positions on gun control that have been criticized by Clinton as not being tough enough were okay, Biden said, yes, he's okay. Look, Bernie's doing a heck of a job. I think we have three great candidates out there. Oh, wait a minute. Three? We have three candidates? Oh, yeah, Martin O'Malley. I nearly forgot he was there. No, seriously. I kid. Of course. I know Martin. I'm me. I'm a terrible person. But I had to make fun of Martin O'Malley just a little bit. So, look, I hear this being called an endorsement. To me, I don't really think it is. I think he's got to walk the line. But I also think he has a lot of respect for both Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders. And, I think he's got to try to do his best to praise both Democratic candidates, or all three of them, if you want to go there. If you include Martin O'Malley, I guess. He's got to go out of his way to make sure to put, I guess, the party and all the Democratic candidates above, as to try to not, make it harder for whomever to win without endorsing one over the other. So I think he did a good job in walking that line. And as far as the nice things he said about Bernie Sanders, I think that might actually help with some of the more mainstream Democrats who are still sort of undecided in this race. So overall, it was a good interview. It was good to see. It was good to see Biden actually saying some nice things about Bernie Sanders as well, and sort of defending him on the gun issue. So